With that, we will move on to agenda item 4. This is the Finance Committee report, and we are going to turn time over to Vice Chair Kelly.
Thank you, Chair Hymas. I'm going to start off by just thanking Executive Assistant Wilcox for helping me out with this. This is my first time as an assistant chair having the opportunity to lead out on Finance Committee, and in absence of Chair Davis being gone, here we go. So the rookie's gonna go, and we'll see how this goes. But item number 4.2, R277632 at-risk add-on funding report. Out of committee, Member Booth made the motion that the committee approves R277632 at-risk add-on funding report, draft 1 on first reading and forward to the board for approval on second and final reading. And that motion passed unanimously. It has been recommended, and I move that that a substitute motion be presented to the board, that the board take no action on R277632 at-risk add-on funding report, and send the rule back to the Finance Committee for further amendments relating to 2025 HB 42.
Thank you, Vice Chair Kelly. The motion has been stated. Do we have a second? We have a second.
I have a point of order.
Sure.
So you can't actually do that unless we want that to be the motion out of committee, because no initial motion was made.
The motion was made. He read that off, and then we made a substitute. Then he made a substitute motion. Is that right, Vice Chair Kelly?
Well, to be fair, he read the motion that came out of committee. He didn't make the motion that came out of committee.
He did read the motion that came out of committee, which is the motion before the board. Then he substituted. So let's we can vote this substitute motion down and go back to the motion that was read out of committee if we'd like. But we have a substitute motion before the board. It's been seconded. Would you like to speak to that, Vice Chair Kelly?
I'll defer to Deputy Superintendent Jones for comment on why the reason for the substitute motion.
Scott, go ahead.
Yeah, Chair Hymas, through you, Deputy Superintendent of Operations Scott Jones. The answer is that by sending it back to committee, we can tie in legislation that occurred and related to specifics to English language learners. So we feel that by having go back to committee, having the committee address those and update the rule accordingly at their direction or at their discussion, debate, and then action is the best course of action at this point to ensure that we are accounting for the changes in legislation, and again, as it relates to English language learners. So I would strongly recommend that the motion be made to send it back to committee, and we go from there. Does that help, Chair?
I believe it answers the question from Vice Chair Kelly.
But Chair, by no means am I trying to contradict any concerns by the other board member, the esteemed board member Bogus. So,
of course,
yes, okay.
And we have, so back to you, Member Kelly, or Vice Chair Kelly, and then we have Member Bogus in the queue.
Yeah, just to reiterate what Deputy Superintendent Jones mentioned. Yeah, this is a result of legislation that was passed since that motion was made and approved by Board Member Booth. And so as a result of legislation that has been passed, that's why this substitute motion has been made.
Thank you. I seem to be having a technical difficulty. Member Bogus is not in the queue, but it's showing on my screen. Let's go over to Member Lear as we look into that.
Oh.
Thank you.
I don't know how I'm in the queue, sorry.
There you go.
All right, let's turn that light off then, and we'll head over to Member Lear. Thank you.
Well done, Kelsey.
I have just a short question for Deputy Jones, if that's okay, Chair. In this ELL, I cannot remember the bill HB 42, but Was that state money that would go to ELL students or federal money that would go to ELL students?
Chair Hymas, state.
State.
Yeah, was that short answer?
My
That was
gosh.
Perfect.
I'm
Scott,
learning, ma'am.
I'm
learning.
reeling.
Yeah.
Thank
State.
you. That's
Thank you.
helpful.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, the motion before the board then is that the board take no action on R277-632 and send the rule back to the April 4th Finance Committee for further amendments relating to 2025 HB 42. Let's go ahead and vote. That passes unanimously. Back to you, Vice Chair Kelly.
There we go. All right, that was quick. I was hoping that would take a few more minutes for the vote so I could gather some thoughts here. Jeez, guys. I mean, we're just being efficient here. Agenda item 4.3, R277317, Incentive for National Board Certification Amendment. The committee action by member Hymas made the motion that the committee approves R277317, Incentive for National Board Certification Draft 1, as amended on first reading and move forward to the board for approval on second and final reading. That motion passed unanimously out of committee. The motion for the board then, and I move that the board approves R277317, Incentive for National Board Certification Draft 2 on second and final reading.
Thank you. I noticed that you didn't want Christina to get on you. You made that motion. Oh, that was perfect.
No
Thank you.
substitute this time. So
That was
Very well
perfect.
done.
Thank you,
Very
thank you,
well
thank you.
So the
Christine.
motion before the board then is that the board approves R277-317, Incentive for National Board Certification, Draft 2 on second and final reading. Seeing no questions, let's go ahead and vote. Member Hart, do you have a vote? Thank you. That passes unanimously. You're fine. You can finish. I was just taking care of this.
Yes, no.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's move back over to Vice Chair Kelly.
Yeah, Board Member Hart, no sneaking away while Board Member Kelly's presenting, because we're gonna move efficiently here. So, you know, agenda item 4.4, update on LEA annual assurances document. Board Member Booth made the motion that the committee recommends that the board approves the LEA annual assurance document as amended. The motion passed unanimously out of committee, and I move that the board approves the LEA annual assurance document draft 2.
The motion has been stated. Member Earl?
So much for efficiency, right? So I just have two questions, and this is related because I want to know, the LEAs are given this document. They indicate yes or no. It has a variety of things. We've simplified it over the years. We've got it down to some concise mandated things that are mandated in law. Specific to 53G10-206, equal opportunity in education, and LEA shall submit an annual assurance to the board that the LEA's professional learning is consistent with the rule 53 and the law 53G10-206. The other one has to do with the, let me find it. Anyways, my main question is, what if an LEA is out of compliance? What do we have? What are the mechanisms we have? What can happen if there's a non-compliance? They say yes, we're seeing that they are not complying with provisions of the law, whatever those may be. Is it just that's the way it is, or can we send a non-compliance, or something? I just want to know.
Scott, you want to answer that? Perfect.
Yeah, I can try. Chair Hymas, Board Member Earl's question, the short answer is that we could invoke your rule and go towards corrective action plans if there's an audit discovery that there's noncompliance with a particular assurance, that would likely be the means of addressing the noncompliance and then resolving the noncompliance as well. Does that answer Board Member Earl's question, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Member Bogus.
So my question would be, through you, Chair, to the superintendent, does it have to be an audit, or is it just confirmed infractions?
Chair, no, it does not have to be an audit. If there's other means that have identified that there's non-compliance, then we can respond accordingly, but within the laws and rules that govern corrective actions or addressing non-compliance with particular assurances. Does that help answer Board Member Bogus's question, sir?
It looks like it does. Thank you. So the motion before the board then is that the board approves the LEA annual assurances document, draft 2. Let's vote. That passes unanimously. Back to Vice Chair Kelly. Hit that button again.
Thank you, not Vice Chair, Chair Hymas. Appreciate that. Thank you. Agenda item 4.5, recognition of progress, achievements, or improvements. Just the committee information there, the staff were recognized for their work on preparing 438 fiscal note requests. So far, the 2025 Utah legislative session, staff exceeded last year's total of 415 fiscal notes.
And that information's in backup for board members to see, is that correct?
Yeah,
Perfect.
I don't see that this is more informational. I don't see that there's any motion to be made here,
Perfect.
right? With that, I
Conclude your report, yes?
conclude with my report, yeah.
Thank you. Very
So-
efficient, even with board member questions. Board member questions are always part of efficiency, by the way,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
thank you.
No, and board member Carey, I watch him, and he's a guy that's in the courtroom and goes by all these rules. In the classroom, I just say what I think, so.